everybody? My name is Michael Pittman.
And I'm Amanda Pittman.
And today we just wanted to chat with you guys about how to deal with your significant other's family. A lot of people have asked us, hey, how did your parents react when you told them you wanted to get married at 21 and 20? And so we just wanted to shed some light on what worked for us and how to be most successful. The first thing we want to mention is that you have to establish a great relationship with the other side of your family. Whenever you marry someone, you don't just marry them, but you marry their family as well. And what's funny is that there are a lot of things that person does, and there are a lot of behaviors that person has because of their family and their upbringing. Whenever I started talking to Amanda's dad about our desire to get married, he actually wanted us to wait an additional year to after we graduated from college and everything like that. However, because of our close relationship, because we were friends, he understood where I was coming from and he felt comfortable giving me his blessing for our marriage, even a year in advance. That wouldn't have happened if we wouldn't have had the relationship that we had. And Amanda has a phenomenal relationship with my family as well. My mother, my sister, all the women, and of course, all the guys. The first piece of advice is to make sure you're establishing a strong connection with your significant other's family.
The next piece of advice that I would give anyone who's getting married young is make sure that the person that you're bringing home, your parents could take them seriously. The people who I dated before, my parents didn't take them seriously. A lot of them, they didn't even believe that we would go anywhere with it. They're just high school relationships. But right off the get-go, they believed in Michael. They saw a difference with Michael. Immediately, I called my dad. I was excited to tell my dad about Michael. I was bragging on Michael. I was like, Michael is a man of God. He does this, he does that, he volunteers, blah, blah, blah. I just made him out to be this awesome person because he was. And so, and so I was so excited to tell my parents about him, and they could see a difference in me. I was talking about God more in the relationship with Michael than I was when I wasn't in a relationship or when I was in other relationships. My relationship with God actually took off when I was in a relationship with Michael. I'm closer to God now, more now than I ever have been. We grew together in God, and my parents saw that right in front of their eyes. They saw that Michael was a gentleman. Whenever Michael came around, the first time my dad met him, Michael was cordial, he was polite, he says please and thank you, and he always opens my doors. He opens my doors when I get in, when I get out. It doesn't matter if it's a car door, every single door he opens it for me. Every time that Michael came around, he showed my parents that he is good husband material. And whenever my parents would talk with Michael, they would have meaningful conversations. Michael was never awkward around them. He always showed himself to be worthy of being my husband. And whenever I started talking to my parents about my desire to marry Michael, they were all for it. I mean, they weren't for the timing. They wanted it to wait a little bit, which is most likely what's going to happen to anyone who tries to get married early. Well, most people who try to get married early. But they were comfortable with Michael. They were like, yes, especially my dad. He said, I wouldn't have picked anyone better for you. I wouldn't have wanted anyone else for you. But he wasn't at peace with the timing. But like Michael said, since they had such a great relationship, since Michael established such a great rapport, it went smoothly. And so even me meeting Michael's parents, I did my best to just show myself as worthy of being Michael's wife.
And the final thing I would recommend is having a plan. Whenever I spoke to Amanda's dad about our desire to get married, I didn't just go and say, hey, we're going to get married and we have all these hopes and dreams and that's it. No, I went to him with a plan. I said, this is what we're thinking, this is what we're planning to do, this is how I'm going to ensure that your daughter isn't starving on the side of the street, this is how we're going to live, and this is where we're going to live, and this is the money that we have, and boom, 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 boom. That way, there's not that worry there of how are they going to survive or how are they going to make it. Whenever you're young, your parents see you as adults, they see you as mature, but you're still their child. You're still their baby. As for Amanda, I mean, she's the youngest child, the only girl, and so you have to make sure that if you're a guy and you're talking to your potential spouse's father about y'all's future and your marriage, that you have a plan, that it's ready to rock and roll, it's foolproof, you're ready to answer any questions, because that gives them peace on about you, it gives them peace about your future. And when it comes down to it, if you have a great relationship with your hopefully future in-laws or your significant other's parents, if you show them, hey, we're serious and we're spouse material for each other, and if you show them, hey, we have a plan and we've prayed through this and we put God first in this, then you've done all you can do. The result will be left in their hands, and it'll be left in God's sovereign plan. But in order to make yourself and put yourself in the best position possible, that's what we recommend.
The last thing I would like to add is make sure that you're in constant communication with your parents throughout the entire relationship. When Michael and I were dating, I was always talking to my parents about Michael, about the progress we were making, about what was going on in our lives, what we were doing as a couple, and you can't be in isolation. Making a relationship with the other person's parents, that's the word. Making a relationship with the other person's parents is really important. It's so important to just talk to your parents about that person throughout the entire relationship, not just when you're ready to get married, because they need to know who they are. They need to know that you really like them, that you're really passionate about them. A lot of parents of children who get married young, they feel like they don't really know who their child wants to marry, or they feel like their child is going to go and elope or something like that because the relationship has just been in isolation. It may be a fantastic relationship, but the relationship cannot be in isolation. Show everyone who your future spouse is going to be. Talk about them to not only your parents, but your siblings and your uncles and your aunts. Show them around the family. Make everybody know who this person is and how much they mean to you, and really show that every chance you get.
So that's all the advice we have. We hope it works out for you. We love you. We thank you so much for watching our video. If you have any questions for us, let us know. God bless.